Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Cell of a Night. No theme song or anything. But today our guest is the I don't have a funny alliteration thing, but our guest is Viper. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hey, Phil. Hi, chat.
Hi. Uh Sullivan Night at night. Yeah. But welcome in, Viper. Tell us about yourself. Give yourself a good introduction.
Gosh, we're not good at that even on our own stream. We're you're not so local Viking VTuber. We like to do a variety of games, and be bad at them and ignore chat.
Yo, I feel that. I I very frequently get told by my friends that they're just like, "Oh, you took 5 times the streams that I did to beat at that game? What took you a month?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I suck."
More like we just play game, and chat just has to get cooked a little bit to like get around to it.
We're working on it. Hi.
Yeah, well, at this point, it's kind of like, do we just meme on it harder, or do we actually get better at talking to chat?
I mean, like my big thing was always like I was always told like one of the best ways to get good at talking to chat is to actually watch your VODs. Because if you're watching your VODs and you're like, oh, I should talk more, that apparently is better to get it in your head to talk more, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah, that does make sense. Then you have to listen to yourself, which is like hell on earth, or at least for me, it is.
Yeah. Juicy Plum Boy, thank you for the follow. But yeah, so boy, so God, man, I am out of touch for these. Took too long of a break. But yeah, so I've been seeing you play like Stellaris and stuff.
Oh yeah, the most recent addiction. We grabbed the subscription to the DLC stuff, getting the most
Ooh,
out of that.
that that is a game I have put a lot of hours into. I'm a big sucker for Paradox games.
But yeah, we played EU4 a lot. Which started from like we used to watch a person. Can we say names for other people that we used to watch? I
Hey,
don't
you're
know.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, we used to watch Arumba a lot, and they play EU4 and other CK games. Well, Crusader Kings and the other Paradox stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we watched them a lot for EU4, and then we got real heavily into EU4.
Uh yeah, I'm really hooked on that game. I've had to ban it from my computer.
Which one? EU4?
Specifically Europa Universalis.
Yeah.
Because
We have 653 hours in
oh my god. All right, hold on, wait. How many hours do I
it.
have in that? 192 hours? Which isn't, I guess
Those are
that's not
rookie
as,
numbers.
yeah, I was just gonna say that's not as bad as I think it is, but I every time I play it, it's like 16 to 20 hours. Uh
We have 551 hours in Stellaris now.
Selvi, the YouTube stream. Wait, did I mess something up on the YouTube side?
Oh,
Wait. Oh no. Um uh but yeah, shoot, wait.
oh.
Uh man, I really wish this would have I wish I would have heard this like 10 seconds ago. Like uh Wait, hold on.
Good catch, chat.
Thank you. Oh no, this means I'm gonna have to go change the VOD. Man,
Exactly. Scuff. Scuff comes with being a VTuber.
yeah.
I
So
feel like
far,
Flesh tubers have no scuff. Like, barely any.
I think it's because they made it easy on themselves. Out here taking the easy way out. Be shy. Uh, oh, I see the problem. I didn't. Okay. Anyway, that is an entirely side thing.
Get it working?
No.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. I forgot. Okay, so there's a setting on the YouTube streaming side that's like automatically go live, and it's just like, why is that not on by default? Whose idea was
oh.
this? So every time you have to go manually be like, go live, please. When I start streaming, please. Yeah, we're very professional here at Vion Corp subsidiary. Very professional. Um, but yeah, so yeah, what? So yeah,
Blah.
so what got you into VTubing?
We did. Oh gosh. Like, how many years ago would this be? 4 plus 10 plus 2, so 16 years ago, we started doing YouTube and watching Twitch or Justin.tv or whatever it was when that came out. And it was probably oh, what was it? Most likely like the Yogscast stuff that made me want to do YouTube videos and stuff. And that started that. And then I remember playing a MMO called Rift, and that was one of the ones that I would try to think stream. I can't really remember because all the old stuff's, been deleted off of the Twitch account. But that was the start of it. And then uh obviously I started VTubing a year ago. Um
Hmm.
and it was just cuter, like it's just
Yeah.
so much better and cuter to be anime waifu or Viking waifu. And so it was just, hey, why not be hot and pretty online where we are not in real life?
I feel that. I think I've actually been in the like streaming sphere about the same amount of time.
Yeah, I think we're similar in age.
So yeah, I got my.
I looked at it. I looked at getting a model about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But money, and then I had a new job finally, and that was like in my field, so I was like, busy and just exhausted, and then I just never did it.
Fair. I mean, yeah, that's always kind of just the way to go about things is to just do them.
Yeah, like Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Yeah. Good old Shia LaBeouf. Um, so so yeah, what were you? So you were making content before you were a VTuber? Did I hear that right, or was it just you were into
Yeah.
the sphere?
No, I did content before. There was a time when I was also trying to do like Borderlands speedrun videos and stuff. They don't exist anymore, but there is somewhere on the internet some videos of us, some horribly old, very unaged, not like fine wine.
That's totally fair. I had 3 YouTube channels before this of me trying to be a Let's Player, dating all the way back to like the original PewDiePie era,
Yeah.
and I've deleted most of them, but I know there's still 1 or 2 out there that are like just lost channels that just exist of Facecam Cell with like the worst camera in known to man. Just yeah.
See, I still have my Blue Yeti from when I made those videos, and it is still the same Blue Yeti I use to this day.
Ah,
So this
actually,
thing is older than most people. This microphone is gonna turn into an adolescent very soon. It's like hitting its 16th year.
that's
It can
amazing.
drink in a few years.
I'm shocked that it lasted that long. My Blue Yeti just died. I had that was my previous microphone was a Blue Yeti I got in like 2012, 13, something like that.
Yeah,
One
that sounds about right when I got mine.
year, yeah, and mine just like died.
Mm. Yeah, we do want a new one, but like it still works and doesn't really seem to be causing any issues for us. So, if it ain't broke.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I totally feel that the whole I don't like spending money, so I'm very much with that. Just the
Right? Yeah.
like
I blame my Jewish heritage, my aversion to spending money.
fair. I uh I just blame being poor. Just like, oh,
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big factor too. Like if you just don't have the spendable money, yeah.
it's just like, do I get a treat or do I save up for a new microphone?
Well, for us, it's like, oh, we want to buy all these new emotes and all these things, but it's like, it costs so much.
Here. By treat, I was meaning more like, do I want to get like a drink when I go out somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
not like, anyway. Just buying myself stuff. It's just like, anyway, moving on.
What's treating yourself? Well, I don't really do that.
Uh, it's like when you go out for something else and then you just go like, hey, a soda sounds nice. And then you do that.
Yeah. Oh, I go water at home. Or I go to the supermarket and then I buy it on the way home or something.
Ah, now you see, that's just being like financially responsible. Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Years of living off beans and potatoes and like uni income.
Hmm.
That'll treat you right.
I mean, I think getting new stuff can be worth it, but I think you need to have like the ability to do so easily for it to be worth it.
Oh yeah, I would love to get just so much stuff like a soundboard and a new mic and a camera so that I could have hands. Like that would be awesome.
Oh, I've seen I almost said the hands people, and that sounded weird in my head. But I've seen the people who are doing like the VTubing with the hands, and it's always so cool.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think it's actually a lot easier for the 2D models to get that with you can just get a webcam, I think, to track your hands on YouTube Studio.
mmm. Yeah, yeah,
Whereas you
yeah.
can do it for 3D, but it kind of doesn't track so well some reason. I don't know why.
A lot of the VTube Studio stuff isn't, to my knowledge, I don't think you can do actually hand tracking on VTube Studio. Everyone I know who does it has like just a lot of toggles, like that kind of just make them do a bunch of things with like. But
I
I'm not
think Demi
sure.
has hands. I think Demi has hands. The VTuber.
Sometimes I do think the VTube Studio stuff where you're just like always like hands at your side, like you're in trouble, is kind of goofy looking. You're just like, yes, I am here. Just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
don't
No, I
worry,
get it.
I'm fine. Just makes me
The
think of
awkward, like
yeah,
awkward posing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just makes me think of when you're in trouble in like gym class or something, and they're just like line against the wall, and everyone's just like.
Not quite the T pose, but yeah.
Hi. Well, cool, cool, cool. What's wait? So you said you used to do Rift? Was that what you said?
Yeah, Rift. It was an old MMO game. Um, you could be
Hmm.
a bard and you could be a tank as a bard, and it was awesome.
Ooh. Are
It was
you?
one of the first games that let you do like dodge tanking builds. So you could get like 95, 98% miss chance and stuff.
That's interesting. Like, I kind of like really like that. Just like tanking by not getting hit instead of. That's. Are you a big fan of
Yeah.
MMOs?
Ah, looks at my 15, 17-year-old, no, 22-year-old RuneScape account.
Oh yeah.
Just just a little. I used to play RuneScape all the time, like every time. I got a PC at like 11 that I had to build myself because my dad had all these parts and he was like, if you want a PC, you have to build it. So at like 11 or 10, I built my own PC out of like parts that he had just everywhere. He used to buy bits for like his own upgrade stuffs. And then so I started playing that. Now when RuneScape started changing into RuneScape 3, which no one really likes because it's like WoW but worse. So when that happened, and my account got like yoinked into it, because I thought I would try it. And so my account is like permanently stuck there. Though I did like sailing. Sailing in RS3 was pretty fun. And so then I just moved to World of Warcraft and I played that for a while.
Yo, I still play a lot of World of Warcraft.
Now I I get a lot of FOMO from all of the live action game or live service games where you log in and you go do X, you go do Y, you go do C because you got to do those every day because rep caps and stuff. And I find that when a game like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 or Warframe, which are all things that I played an absorbent amount, and they start like when I start coming home and I'm literally like, I gotta get on because I gotta go grind rep with this faction. And it's just like, and then I eventually uninstall them because it turns into a job.
You know, that's totally fair. I used to I quit World of Warcraft the first time because I realized I was thinking about it an absorbent amount of time when I wasn't playing it. I'd just be at work thinking
Yeah.
about doing World of Warcraft stuff, and I'm like, that's not healthy. I'm like, why am I
Totally
thinking?
understandable though. Like you think about the raid and you like think about what you did last night and you're like, oh, I could have done this bit and then I wouldn't have died, or I just go stand over here and don't stand in the red circle.
I should start
Hmm.
farming this rep, and maybe I'll get this drop. And uh, but when I came
Oh
back, I
yeah,
was a
no, that
lot better about it. It started like I don't have like a guild or anything, so it's kind of just go mess around in a gigantic game kind of a thing at this point.
yeah, one of my viewers, Cobra, came and got me back into Warframe,
Hmm.
and I was enjoying it for a while, and I was trying not to think about it, and then the pressure of Nightwave hit again, and it was like, I haven't gotten half of Nightwave this session because I just wasn't playing so much.
Ah,
I lack the ability to like not feel like I'm losing out of stuff.
that's
The addiction is strong.
totally fair. I think the only game I still really get that with is Fortnite, which I
Oof. I'm sorry for your loss.
yeah. The worst part is it's like a fun game, but I have my own stigmas about it. Just like, oh, Fortnite, a little bit. You know what I mean?
For us, it feels like a kid's game, and it's not really, but it's got that. It's like permanently set in my mind that way, and I just have that aversion to it, even though
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly. But then I'll play it anyway and just be like, what am I doing playing Fortnite 6 hours in? Just like,
I mean, if you enjoy it, then you absolutely go have fun.
but well, that's cool. I used to play so much RuneScape though. That's kind of neat to hear about other people doing doing that. I that was one
Yeah,
of those games I was shocked to find out was popular because like nobody I knew
it didn't
played
feel
it.
like it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Meeting someone in real life who played RuneScape was like a wild experience. I remember meeting someone at school who played RuneScape, and um, yeah, they stole my account because I was young and dumb. I was like 14, so they stole my everything. They didn't steal the account; they just took everything off of it, and then
I had this exact situation,
people.
only they had me walk to the PvP zone to hook me up with a special sword that they had, and then they murdered me and took all my stuff.
Ah, yes, yes.
The one time I found a quote unquote friend who played RuneScape.
The RuneScape betrayal, yeah.
RuneScape canon event.
I was also one of the RuneScape GS. Yeah, when you'd see people buying RuneScape GS, I would be one of them. Mm.
Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, and now RuneScape's like getting added to like having collabs with like big games and stuff, and it's like everywhere. And it's like,
Yeah,
when
it's
did
a
this
big
happen?
popular now. I would definitely say leagues and OSRS. Like a lot of people like to play OSRS, and when they finally did that, they got a lot of people back because they wanted it. Like we used to have, I don't know what you would call it, but let's call it like vanilla RuneScape, basically, the
Hmm.
old RS1. And I used to play on RS1, and then they basically said, okay, let's have essentially air quotation marks RS2 back, which is what RuneScape was slightly after the visual update. And that's what OSRS is now. They say vanilla or old school, but the actual old school version is way old schooler than the way it is now. I remember I joined about 1 month after they made membership a thing. So we just missed out on getting like free membership stuff.
Hmm. I don't think I ever actually paid for RuneScape with like the actual membership stuff.
Oh, I paid a lot of money. It's
Like,
probably in the thousands of dollars for a membership.
I'm pretty sure I'm probably in the thousands for World of Warcraft, but uh,
Yeah.
with RuneScape, I think one time it was back when they first started. I asked I asked Mom Vion for like, hey, can I have $20 to go to pay for RuneScape? And after like begging, they're like, okay, fine, because it was like $20 a month at the time or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh.
It was expensive. And or one of the deals for like 3 months or something was like $20. And we tried to send $20 as a check in the mail to them because that was an option, and it just never happened.
Oh my goodness.
Even with the printed form, that money was just lost. So,
Well, if they didn't cash the check,
well,
or
yeah,
did they?
it probably didn't get cashed, I don't think, but it never got put on my account. So,
Oof. Rough.
and that is my experience with the one time I tried to pay for premium on RuneScape.
I think I would get pocket money and then I'd go buy the cards from like the game stores because you used to be able to buy it like, well, I guess you still can nowadays, but it was like one of the only ways for people because like credit cards, well, what were they? They weren't really a thing. People still had checkbooks and stuff.
Yeah, funny
It
enough,
was weird for normal people to have credit cards or these kind of debit cards that worked on the internet.
that just reminded me of there's a restaurant in my town that it's not doing well, but they do checks only still. In 2025, they're like, we only accept checks. And I'm like, Not cash or
What?
credit card or anything? They're like, no, just checks.
I don't think like the banks over here even give out checkbooks anymore. I don't think that's an option.
I think you have to ask for them specially nowadays.
I know the only kind of check that I know that still kind of gets cashed out pretty reasonably is a traveler's check.
I know some people who pay rent in checks, but that's just for the fact that it's easier to track than a credit card purchase.
Oh.
So just like anything over like a couple $100, just like check. But like that's like a
Oh.
big purchase thing, not a I don't know. I just still think it's funny that there's just a restaurant. They're just like, would you like a burger? That'll write us a check for $10.
Just imagine it like going to McDonald's, right out of cash check, right out of check.
Yeah, just so random. But yeah, but yeah, uh, so what do you think of why America is so odd for that? That to be fair, that's not like a normal America thing. That is one random restaurant is like just like weirdly behind the times and doesn't want to pay the fee to get the stuff together. My check for a Big Mac just I question like a check seems so easy to fake too. Like,
Yeah.
but
You used to have to put a check in and then like days later you'd get your stuff.
yeah, so I don't really anyway. But that just made me think of the like I said, it's like a little burger stall place. Just like y'all sign I'll be honest, here's my conspiracy theory on that. The whole signing receipts for tips, I don't think they do it more than half the time. They don't go retype that all back in. Most of the time that just does nothing.
Tipping's weird.
Yeah, I hate it.
Like just have people get paid normal wages and just get rid of tipping. But
Yeah.
someone's got to screw someone else over to get their money, clearly.
Yeah. I don't know. Blame past generations. Most young people I know hate it. They're like, so I assume it's probably not going to last more than maybe like another 20, 30 years, probably. Hopefully.
God, hopefully sooner.
Yeah, but you have to assume all the people who own stuff are going to be like old. So you have to wait for them
Yeah,
to,
Calcut.
yeah. I. That's such a dumb question. I was just going to be like, so how's New Zealand?
It's currently storming outside right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's we have this thing over here where we call like 4 seasons in a day, where it could be freezing cold and then it's blazing hot, and whilst it's blazing hot, the sun is beating down on you, obviously, and then it's also raining at the same time.
Ah, I used to live in a town with the fastest wind speeds in the world, or it was pretty close to the area with the fastest wind speeds in the world. And we would have days like that just randomly, where it'd just be like, all right, and the wind is 100 miles per hour today. So uh, it
It's
started,
raining sideways.
yeah, it started raining sideways. And because it was raining so much, it turned to snow. And it's just like, it's August. Yeah, and then it's just like, and it's back to rain, and then it's gone, and now it's sunny and hot. And you're just like, that was a weird 4 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of it. We get some pretty big wins here too.
Mm-mm-mm. I'll be honest, the only things I really know about New Zealand, other than the like very likable accents, are Viva La Dirt League and The Lord of the Rings.
Yep. I didn't even know that Viva La Dirt League was like a Kiwi thing until there was like one video where they were outside in some area. They had like I think it might have been a Tauranga schoolhouse in the video, and I was like, wait, hang on a minute, that's. And then I looked it up, and it was the same thing, and I was like, oh shit, that's New Zealand.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I do quite like Viva La Dirt League. They're quite funny. A lot of it kind of now is kind of getting a bit too cringy for me to enjoy, but it's still pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of the way a lot of things work. Is like it gets successful when it's like really good, and then everyone wants to just kind of keep going, and because they tell all the jokes or whatever. Kind of. I kind of
I
get it.
mean, stories do kind of get harder as you go through them. Once you've told so many stories about, well, like RPG stuff, which they pretty much kind of do talk about it, and you kind of run out. Like, there's only so much you can meme on.
Yeah, the Almighty Johnsons. I've heard that show somewhere.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember what that is.
Me either. I saw it in chat. Somebody's like, my favorite Kiwi show is The
Yeah,
Almighty
see?
Johnsons, and I'm like, I've heard the name of that show somewhere. Oh, Kiwis are Norse gods. Monvion was super into that show. I remember that now. I didn't watch it, but
I might have to have a look at that then.
here,
See if it's aged well.
yeah, like I end up finding myself watching a lot of old TV just because it's like I heard about it and I know it's good, kind of. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it feels like a lot of
Yeah.
new shows aren't coming out as much.
I haven't had a TV in like 8 to 10 years or something.
That
It's just regular TV shows. I haven't.
that's fair. I don't know. I do a lot of the whole just watching stuff on my phone. But
Oh yeah, the YouTube doom scroll.
oh
I love
yeah.
it nowadays when someone puts in like a video and it's like if you're doom scrolling, stay here a while. There's like these little fireplace resting videos, and then there's other videos that just call you out for doom scrolling long
Oh my
enough.
god. So I don't know if you do TikTok, but when I go on TikTok, TikTok has an official TikTok account that if you've been scrolling for more than 2 hours, it'll be like, hey, are you doing okay? We noticed you've been here a while. Are you stressed out? Let's take some deep breaths and maybe find something else to do, okay, champ?
That reminds me when RuneScape added in a timer that was like every 2 hours. It was like, you're still logged into RuneScape. You should maybe take a break. And
Uh,
proceeded to stay logged in for 8 more hours. Yeah.
yeah. At least that's probably not as bad as the Zelda one. One of the Zelda games, every time you saved, and as long as it had been more than I think it was 5 minutes since you start or 15 minutes since you were last since you started playing, it'd be like you should take a break. And it's just like I just started, Gabe. I sat
Oh
down to
my
play
god.
this.
I have a confession. I have never touched or like even really watched Zelda of any kind, really.
That's that's totally fair. Like uh I don't really expect everybody to play everything. Well, but I do highly recommend Zelda. I like Zelda a lot. They're very puzzly story kind of games, but
Hmm.
semi-story games, I guess. Nintendo doesn't really care about their story. It's but they can whatever. Anyway, my complaints with Nintendo aside, uh, but yeah, but uh, so uh, so what games you've been playing lately? I know Stellaris. I did see Stellaris. Uh, and we started hanging out more after rating each other back and forth a lot from Peak.
Mm. I would say the most, I mean, I guess like excited I am for like a game is like Arc Raiders. That's got its
Oh,
claws in me very much so, which is it's basically it's basically a Tarkov. Um, Obviously not Tarkov, or it's an adjacent to that. It's a looter shooter extraction game.
okay. Yeah, they had a huge booth at TwitchCon, and it's one of the only booths I didn't go to because I didn't know what Arc Raiders was.
Oh no! It's pretty fun. Yeah, I played the free beta, or the final free test server thingy, and yeah, in 3 days I got very addicted. Be blunt.
Fair. I never really got super into like the looter shooters, other than well, unless you count Warframe. Warframe's kind of one.
Um, I suppose technically, if you do fail a mission in Warframe, you do lose the loot. Um, yeah, it's very much a case of you're going in with stuff that you will lose or could lose. So it's kind of, but it's also really not like a punishing game. Like
Mm.
you can't really lose your weapons in Warframe. So if you could, then it would be kind of the same without players too.
Okay, okay. Now I'm
Hmm.
realizing I think I might not know what the word looter shooter means. The term.
Well, I mean, it's less looter shooter, but it is, you run around on a map, opening crates and containers to grab loot. So by that I would call it a looter. And it's a shooter because, there are AI that you kill, in this case robots, and then there's also players who you shoot. And the extraction part is obviously that you have to get out of the map alive to get anything from that map that you're in, basically. So
Ah,
there's, very real potential that you lose everything you're carrying because someone shoots you or you die to a robot, like a Rocketeer, which, God, those are assholes.
hmm. Okay. Interesting. Uh, yeah. All right. So, like, hmm. So what's all Arc Raiders about then? Is it just like what's like the premise of that?
So they have a bit of a story that I've been told is the producers of Arc Raiders, I can't remember the name of them, have another game called The Finals, and so they are like lore linked. So the finals you're playing in like essentially a video game character that's being shown to like the super rich people as entertainment, and these people supposedly live on the moon. I don't know everything. I'm just regurgitating information here, so I could
Yeah.
get it wrong. But it's pretty vaguely close. And so these super rich people who live on the moon um, send the Ark down to the Earth, which then you go back to Ark Raiders. There's like the poor people, or like the lower class, who live on Earth still, or whatever planet it is, and they go up to raid the surface essentially, and obviously Ark being the main antagonist, and as well as other raiders, obviously, who are getting resources and taking it back to the mega rich who don't live on Earth anymore, basically.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Um, There's not really a story as per se. There might be more bits of story, and I do hope that they do put in some more lore and some neat little bits and stuff. But I don't think there's going to be it's not going to be like a story game. It's these types of games, extraction games, are very much the story is like how your raid goes, like whether you go in with stuff and you have a massive epic battle with like the giant queen bot, which is like a massive crab that's like 50 stories tall or something.
Giant
Oh, maybe
enemy
like four
crab.
stories. Oh yeah. She'll screw you up real good.
Have you seen that meme?
I do not.
Oh,
No.
It was from some game announcement, and they're like, "Look at how realistic this game is," and then just giant enemy crab. Just a giant crab showed up, and they were talking about how realistic the game was. And then the meme was to like say it on intercoms. Just giant enemy crab.
Oh my goodness.
It's like it's a little old at this point, but just you said something about a giant crab, and I was just like, giant enemy crab.
It would be the best describing word for it, yeah.
Mm-mm. I always find it kind of frustrating when you play games though, and they just like you'll watch like a YouTube video, just like the story of blah blah blah, and then it'll be like a game you play, and then you'll watch it, and it'll just be like a ton of stuff you didn't get at all from like hours of playing that game. You're just like, where was
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I can understand that. Except I am the kind of person who would. So let's take Final Fantasy for an example. Final Fantasy 14.
Mm.
Um, I spent almost half a year getting from like 0 to 60 because I was reading every single quest, every single page, every single book, like everything I could get my little grubby hands on. And I would just read everything. I had a couple of friends who were playing with me, and eventually, after like month one, they were like level 60 and no longer playing with me. And just like
Mm.
lore.
I'm with you. Lore is always my favorite part of games.
My
Just
only
story.
driving factor for like leveling up my Final Fantasy character to like the melee or the combat level
Hmm.
was because my professions were all capped out at 60, and to get to like 70 I had to reach 60. So I got to 60 and had to finish the story, so then I could get my level 70 professions in all of them. And then I had to do the same thing to get combat up to 70 to do all my 80s. I like manipulating markets. Um, so at one point on my server, I had about 80% of like some of the smithing materials. I was buying hundreds of thousands and selling them or converting them into bars, and I would just spend hours poring over spreadsheets of how I could make money. In like month one, I had like 10 million gil from
That's
nothing. I don't know if it's a lot, but I was just having fun messing around.
that's awesome. It makes me think of, have you ever watched the YouTube channel Spiffing Brett?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that makes me think of his videos.
Mhm.
Because he did one where he's like, I ruined 5 servers on Final Fantasy through cross server trading.
Yeah. Yeah, I would cross over to servers and buy things from there as well, and then I'd go back to my home server and sell them. So like at one point, if you needed any of like a couple specific fish, I had them and I was selling them all.
That's awesome. I I wish I had more like a vision for stuff like that. Like
I'll t
mhm.
if you played Eve, then you might have gotten more of it. Like, Eve is a spreadsheets game, like, insanely so. Like, I used to play with some people in Eve, and they were rather haphazard, just playing the game, and I was like, "Okay, so if we put all of these little things on our ships, and we all go this route to this specific planet, and we all mine for 66 minutes," or whatever it was, and then we all go back.
Ah,
Because mining takes a while, or it used to.
yeah. Okay. All right. I never played Eve. It was one of those games that I always heard so much about though that I always thought it
So,
sounded really like interesting.
yeah, Eve would be fun if you didn't. I mean, I don't know about now, but I remember losing everything on Eve, like twice, and it's very punishing, or it was.
Mm.
Like you buy your ship with, a lot of money, and then when you're out somewhere and it just gets absolutely destroyed, and that's it. Like, I don't know if there's insurance now or if it was a thing and I didn't know about it. It's very possible. But like restarting from scratch was such a sucky moment.
My brain just went to like getting actual insurance out on like your video game spaceship. Just
Yep.
like yeah, we got a Geico plan for our Eve online ship. They'll pay us back for all the time we spent if you destroy it.
Yeah, kind of. I think that Star Citizen game, you also have to do the same thing because, they'll just destroy ships and, you know, so you have to buy insurance, I think, for those.
I have a friend whose dominant hobby is that game, the second one. I immediately
Star
for
Citizen, yeah.
Star Citizen, yes, thank you. And it's to a point where they have that's like their only game they play, and they have turned their like office into like an actual like cockpit looking thing to fly around in.
Nice.
And that's like all they do when they're not like working or like spending time with their family is just in a spaceship in a cockpit driving through space.
I mean, that's probably pretty fun.
Oh yeah, probably. But like I come over to their house all the time and it's just like all their video games gone. All they have is a spaceship cockpit. It-
You gotta put some variety in. It's the spice of life.
yeah, I just the funny thing is I'm sure they play other games in that like cockpit thing they set up. So now they're just in like this like custom built little like on the floor little box playing with like a spaceship controller playing like Minecraft.
I don't know how you'd play Minecraft with a stick, but I'm sure you could.
I don't know, just like directions are directions, I guess. And then jump and hit. Like Minecraft kind of runs on arcade rules.
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah. Crafting would be interesting. I guess you'd have to play it like it hopefully would run with like controller support and
I feel like they'd have to have a mouse on that system set up somewhere. I didn't pay that much attention. I just know they built themselves like a 4 monitor setup on like a little mini spaceship cockpit on the floor.
My favorite thing about like space games is the ones where you get to do like cool spaceship maneuvers. That is always the best part of them.
Mm-mm. I always wanted like a really good like space MMO, but then like it feels like every time they make them, they focus too much on the flying through space part and not the doing things part.
Yeah, one which has like all three of the factors, like combat, good flight, and then um like a logistics or like I guess you could say like a purpose for the thing, like why are you fighting and why are you flying around in space, sort of like the reason. And it's usually really hard to find one which has all three.
Yeah, because yeah, like I said, it's either you basically just teleport to all your planets and then you're like it's just a your standard third or first person space sci-fi game, or it's you
Mhm.
fly through space. There's never like a mix of the two. And the ones where you fly through space, very often like you don't even like talk to people or anything, you're just like in space, like it's like text on a screen, you talk to somebody and it's like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
No, I get it. Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah. uh that's a big reason why I couldn't get into anything like Starship Citizen.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
I don't know, I never played it. It's just like
Neither.
space game, the
When
big
when
space
I
game.
heard when I heard that like you bought ships with real money and then someone could destroy said ship with real money that you'd bought and then you lose it or something, I was like, what?
Hmm. Ye-
Someone once corrected me that it's apparently not quite the case, but to me that put me off so much that I just never tried and never thought to properly fact search on that.
It's funny enough, though, that's kind of a nice counterbalance to the whole pay to win thing in a lot of those kind of games, where a lot of the time you can just give them extra money to be good at the game.
Mhm.
But if somebody else could just kill you and take your stuff that you paid real life money for, I mean, you're not really paying to win if you still suck at the game.
Yeah.
So that'd be so funny. Just like, I've never spent anything on this game. Look at my 300 real US dollar spaceship.
So I think there are some ships that are actually like 300 US. They're really expensive.
But yeah, no, I've always seen stuff like I said, it's kind of like a you have to have a way to get it back, even if somebody could like just kill you and take it or something. Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how those games work. Um, but what? So what got you into streaming or content
Um,
creation in general, really?
you mean like when I actually did it now, or you mean like 20 years ago kind of thing?
Either or, whatever you want to answer.
Oh, the VTubing aspect very much to like visualize I guess you could say D&D stuff. So that's why like I branched into VTubing pretty heavily in the beginning is because it's like, hey, here's my like barbarian from D&D basically. That was the main baseline of where the original design came from. I only really have this cyberpunk outfit, but which came from Cyberpunk, which is probably my favorite game.
Yo,
I did
let's go.
yeah. Um, but then like I guess you could say why did I start properly would be it's a bit of a sad subs is I kind of had a fiance basically, and then things kind of went bad. Well, not bad, it wasn't like a messy breakup, but just we had some fights, and then we had a break, and then it was like after being on a break, it was like I kind of realized that I didn't love them. It was more like I just didn't like being alone at that point. So we basically, amicably broke up. And then I did like my whole 30-year life crisis of, let's start that, whole trans thing that I never really ever did because I was too afraid. So I did that after like everything fell apart in my life. And then to go with that, it was like, well, since since everything's falling to pieces already, why not do more things? So this was always like a hobby and dream that I had from like forever ago, where it's just like I always wanted to be in content sphere. And so it's just a hobby for me, and I doubt I'll ever do anything much with it or go very far. But hey, if it happens, it happens, and then I'll have to stop pulling my britches up and performing properly. Um, but it's I kind of had a midlife crisis at 30, and it was like let's do all the things that I never did. And this is one of them,
I
and it's
actually. Oh,
been
go
a
on.
lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun, more than I ever thought I was, and a lot of that is thanks to the lovely beans who come by. If it
Aw.
weren't for them, I would definitely have not continued and not spent like 3, 4, 5,000 on it already. Yeah.
Aw.
And ain't cheap. That's an expensive ass hobby.
Yeah, it is. I definitely can relate to it being expensive. I, I But to toss back to the beginning of that though,
Yeah.
D&D stuff. So are you a big like tabletop fan?
I am. I am very, very, very much so. Like, I remember being young and like my first. I mean, it's not the same, but it's board games, and Settlers of Catan was like one of the first games I played, and I mean, I did play some other like silly board games, like the one that was like called the Game of Life and stuff. But I do remember like Settlers of Catan and having a lot of fun with that. And then I think somewhere in like my 16s, when it's like half my life ago, I had one of my friends who was playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And we also played Bionicle too. Um,
Oh,
because we were
Bionicle.
young. Fucking Bionicle, right? And so they were into Magic, and they also played D&D, and so I got to play those with them.
Nice. Uh,
I tried to find like a community here to play D&D.
mm-hmm.
Sadly, like Facebook groups, and then also going to like a couple hobby shops, I found the weirdest possible people, and I was just like, ah, fuck this. It's not worth it. Like they were really weird, not like D&D weird, like human weird. They were just really weird people, and I was like, ah,
Yeah.
this is so much F.
Yeah. I could feel that because I have been in like hobby shops and I have seen how some people can be.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh, not everyone, but I feel that. uh, yeah. Have you ever thought about doing that like content with it? Like that's fairly popular, isn't it?
I mean, I would love to play some D&D if Tez, was gonna run it.
Hmm. Uh, also as a
For
side,
someone, but yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm absolutely, it's definitely something that I want to do. I haven't entirely thought about like streaming it, but I do definitely want to find some people to play D&D. And it's really hard because, living in New Zealand, and like all of the friends that I have who do play D&D play in like US time, and like I'm at work or something, and it's just very much a bad zoning thing.
I uh, I really can relate to that because I'm on West Coast of the US and all of my
Mm.
friends are East Coast. So like by the time like I'll be like waking up and I work nights too on top of that. So I'll wake up and my friends are like having dinner and going getting ready for bed and I'm like breakfast and like all right, let's go with our 3 or 4 hour time difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and then beyond that, I have a bunch of friends in Europe too. So it's just like they're even harder to talk to sometimes. And it's just like, oh, all right.
The curse of time zone is very strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I I think we need to have like a non-time zoned time that we all go off of for like online stuff.
It's called UTC.
UTC? Oh, I've been calling
Yeah.
it space time. It's just like what time would it be if you lived in space? Because there's no time zones in space. But space time is also
I'm
probably
pretty
something
sure it's
else.
UTC, right?
Y-
Yeah.
That's like the British time, right?
British time is Greenwich time.
What's UTC then? Wait,
Uh,
UTC.
Universal something?
Coordinated Universal Time. Why is it backwards?
I guess because UTC rolls off the tongue better than cut.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I don't know. I have no
that's
idea.
fair. You know what? I don't actually really expect you to know, really. Just kind of rhetorically asking that more than anything.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't slip the opportunity to to call it. Let's all start calling it cut time.
Cut time. Uh, but yeah, so if kind of continuing off of the RPG thing, have you ever considered
Mm.
playing Cyberpunk?
Oh, I did.
I meant the
There
tabletop
was.
game.
Oh, I. What was it? What it? There was
It's
a Shadowrun campaign that I've done before.
uh yes, we are 18 plus. I just don't swear a lot.
Eh? Mhm. I
uh
approve.
yeah,
But yeah, no, like I love Cyberpunk, and if that's an invitation, then I mean, yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's definitely something.
you know what? Actually, I've really wanted to play Cyberpunk, just the tabletop game. Ever since I found out that Cyberpunk the game was based off of an RPG, and the RPG book comes with the game, I was like, "Oh, I want to
Yeah,
try
it's
this."
there's a lot of things like that. Like, um, just to skirt back to Cyberpunk, when Cyberpunk was released, like however many, like 10 odd 15 years ago it was, like the teaser trailer for it, I went and made like a t-shirt print or hoodie print,
Hmm.
and I grabbed like 3 or 4 images of it, and I put like on the left shoulder like 77, and on the right shoulder I put like 20. Like I made myself like a shirt from that trailer, and the girl on the floor from the rain, coming out of the bag or whatever it was, I can't remember. Um
Yeah,
but yeah, from that very first trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, this is for me, and I am waiting." And like the moment I heard that it was obviously coming out as the game, I was like, "I'm slamming my money down as hard as it can." And thankfully for me, I never really ever had any like issues. Like there were people who had issues out the issues galore, and yeah, I never had like any issues playing it. I've had more issues with Cyberpunk when I streamed it than ever before. But
I
there was quite a few mods.
I played
So
through it when it first came out, and then I actually earlier this year I did a full 100% playthrough stream of it. Well,
that's how we met. Yeah, I drove through
yeah,
Cyberpunk.
yeah, and I never once encountered any of the infamous Cyberpunk bugs.
Mm.
So, like, I don't really know what happened with that. Like, it feels like a lot of people blew it out of proportion.
Right? Yeah. That's how it feels for me too.
Although then again, I
I was
did
like, "This
see
is
the
fun."
video of the guy who was shooting people when it first came out and they were turning into chairs. And
What?
have you ever seen that
Oh my
one?
god, that's amazing. No.
Because once a character dies, they become an object. And essentially, there's this area of the city where apparently the objects weren't set to auto do the thing to make them their body by them. So they just were a random object from the object list. So they were all turning into plastic chairs, which was the first object in the list, apparently.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some very vocal people that had a lot of issues. I generally find that like when there's a Steam review or like posts about a game having issues, and then I go and play the game, and I genuinely just never really encounter anything, and I'm just like, where's my game breaking bugs where like I fly up into the sky for like a million miles, and I'm just like, my games are so boring.
The only the games I've ever actually experienced the bugs that are like famous for are Bethesda games, like Skyrim or whatever,
Mm.
which is honestly
Oh,
why
I've
I'm
played a
kind
lot
of
of
like,
Skyrim.
yo, it's Sam. But the funny thing is I've still never killed Alduin.
I believe I have finished Skyrim. Probably only once. And apparently, I only have 152 hours, but I had the console. and I burnt the
Mm.
disc out. So I had two copies of Skyrim, and I got a PC version because of modding. And I'm
Ah.
pretty damn sure that that Steam figure has to be wrong because I played one like because I remember getting like this double backflip mod that turned it into like a cat flip, and there was like a whole bunch of story mods as well that I played through, and I definitely played somewhere like 10 or 20 games, campaign sort of things with like different characters, at least like 20, 30 hours per.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not even I have no idea how many hours I have in Skyrim. I played most of it on console, and then I played a lot on PC with mods, and yeah. I actually got like the super special like anniversary of Bethesda version that came with the like they every time they get a new version of Skyrim, I auto update to that one.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yes, that's one of the only games where I actually experienced all the super game breaking bugs of like, all the dragons are dead and flying backwards, and I, s-
Nice.
I stepped on a tree wrong, and now I'm 1,000 feet in the air.
Yeah. I think my games were bug free again. Big Sag.
Ah, maybe you're just
I want to
lucky.
have fun, dang it. Or unlucky. I
I
never
mean,
have fun.
you know
The
what?
stupid kind of fun.
I kind of do love it when games break like that. It is kind of fun.
It's hilarious.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things that we've lost out of like patches becoming a thing that happens in games is now now we get less like if we have bugs like that, you can't go show somebody it later. Because if you found it,
Mm.
somebody else found it and it got reported and now it's gone.
The one thing I do miss is buying a disc, putting the disc in, and having a fully functioning game from day one.
You know, that is true, but sometimes you wouldn't get them though. Like, do you ever hear about Sonic 0? Have you ever played Sonic 06 or looked at that is a game that you
No.
have the entirety of it on a disc. It's, so it's like a Sonic the Hedgehog game, and it is super broken. It is like the one of the most glitchiest unfinished games ever made. Like, it's actually
Amazing.
considered a challenge to even be able to like beat the game, like a Dark Souls level
Oh.
challenge, because of how glitched out and buggy and bad it is.
Mm,
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Broken.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I'm with you. I do miss just having, and that they can never take it away. That's something I really hate that games are
Oh
doing now.
yeah. Yeah, the whole like you don't own it. I mean, if you want to go that way, then like technically you don't own any money because all your money is electronic, so you don't actually own any money. So, you know.
I mean, in a certain sense, our governments own the money. If you really think
Well, no, the
about it.
governments don't even own the money. All their money is electronic fake money for the most part. Any real money is like certain places, like I know the Americas has like that gold reserve vault thing, which is like I believe government owned or something. And then there's also like the cheese vault too. That's
The cheese
apparently
vault.
money.
I'm so happy you know about the cheese vault. There, a lot of
Of
Americans don't
course.
even know about the cheese vault.
That's amazing. The
I
federal cheese reserves.
Yeah, they used it to so yeah, they used it to bail out the dairy industry in like the 60s, and now they just have
Yep.
like a massive like government facility full of cheese. Uh and like apparently they give the cheese out to schools, and this is the one that I think is funny. There, have you ever heard of Little Caesars Pizza?
I have.
So their
Not so
whole
many good things.
they're actually a really good pizza place, but their whole thing is that they sell pizzas for $5.
Mhm.
And apparently one of the biggest reasons they could sell it for $5 is because they get all of their cheese from the American cheese vaults. So they have some deal with that. And it's because the US government decided that Americans needed a cheap pizza option. And like,
Yes, of course.
so,
Everyone must have cheese pizzas or
and it's
pizza
just
in
so
general.
funny to me, just thinking that some president sat down with the founder of Little Caesars and was just like, you know what? You're right. We do need a cheap pizza for the American people.
Yeah, I think the rest of the world just has Domino's, which does like fiver pizzas. Even though now over here they're now like 7.99 now.
Hi. They're s- they're 6.99 here if you do the online deal, but you have to use their stupid app, and you know you know how it is with everything. Everything wants you to use like the
Yep.
app and blah 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 blah.
Gone are the days of coupons, except Burger King. Burger King is like the only place of any kind that still has like a coupon thing. And maybe there are still some in other places, but like at least here, like you can go to the BK website and go through their coupons. Like most places now, you have to go through their app to get like any kind of deal for like fast food, which just sucks.
I get mailed it like ads with coupons for Subway and Arby's, and I'm like, thanks, but I don't like either of those restaurants. So it's just like, thank you for like a waste of
Yeah,
paper.
the only sandwich store in like all of New Zealand, except possibly some small places, is Subway. Like that's our only chain place.
Uh, and Subway's like the worst one.
I mean, personally, I don't think they're that bad. I love a meatball marinara.
You know what? Okay, they're like them being the worst one doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that all the other options are
Yeah,
better.
you have better options. Yeah. God, I wish we had better sandwich options here, though.
Yeah, I always find it interesting that other countries don't really seem to have. They just have American fast food. It seems like they never seem to have their own that much for like big chains.
Mm, yeah, no, I don't think we have anything really.
And we're just like that. Just I just always found that really interesting. Does Popeyes count? They don't call it a. That's interesting. I always think of Popeyes as a fried chicken place, not a sandwich place.
I guess we do. Technically, we have like Burger Fuel, which is like a burger place that's got a whole bunch of chains, and that's New Zealand unique, I believe. Right? Yeah.
Hmm, that's fair. I I will say though, to toss back to Domino's, I do think every other country gets cooler stuff than we do.
Mm.
Like I think they phone it in for America at this point, because if you look at all the specialty pizzas other countries get, it's like everyone's just like, oh yes, they're experimenting, and then we have like 10% off or something, and that's our special deal for the yeah.
We had like an American cheeseburger from Domino's. Yeah.
Your Domino's sells burgers.
Well, no. It was an American cheeseburger style of pizza.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. Uh,
It wasn't very good, but I mean, it was a thing.
yeah, they always like put pickles and stuff on it and call it a burger. It's just like it's beef and pickle burger. It's pizza, burger pizza.
Yep. And then like some nondescript yellow sauce. Mhm.
Yeah, just like mustard with a question mark. Probably mustard.
Some sort of burger sauce thing that
Yeah,
doesn't really taste like anything or very good at all.
sounds about
So you
right.
end up with you just end up with like you have a bite of pizza, then you get a bite of a pickle because that was on that piece of the pizza. And then you have a piece that you bite that has a meatball that is supposed to be a patty. And it's basically shit.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like I wouldn't call them good. I would call them cheap. Um, yeah, like
Fair.
most pizza places.
You know what? Actually, uh, I have a question for you, and
Shoot.
it'll tie into one of the audience questions later, but we'll get to that when we get there. But opinion on pineapple on pizza?
Is a must.
A
Pineapple on pizza
must.
is delicious. It is amazing.
Yo, that's
I I will order pizza. So the funniest one is I was ordering Domino's and they were like, okay, I'll get like the double pepperoni. And then I was like, and add pineapple. And they were like, what? And I was like, you heard me. Add pineapple. Pineapple and pepperoni is amazing.
you know what? I appreciate it because I like pepperoni. Oh, I like pineapple on pizza. I'm very much in that. You know, do you want to take
So
that viewer question now, just because it's relevant?
we we have a thing here called the Kiwi burger, which is like
Wow.
your beef patty, a beetroot slice, your lettuce, your tomato, and then a pineapple and an egg. So like a pineapple slice and an egg,
Hmm.
and like it's really good. It's messy as fuck and it'll get everywhere, so you don't want to be you need like you need an apron sized napkin to be wearing when you eat it because you don't want beetroot everywhere and you get like a half cooked egg kind of that soft boiled
Yeah.
fried egg. So it's messy as hell, but God, it's really good. And whenever I make my own like smash burgers, I'll always like open up a can of pineapple slices and I'll fry them and get these like crispy caramelized pineapple slices on all of my burgers. It's amazing.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. No, maybe not with the egg, but I do see the pineapple on burger. Uh, the I do see that places. They usually, everyone always throws the word Hawaiian on everything with pineapple.
Ugh, yeah,
Here,
as if they're the inventors of pineapple.
they're not. That's not even where pineapples are from. They're from like South America.
I would not know, but
I
probably not Hawaii.
yeah, they're just that. I just always thought that was funny. They're just like they're from Peru, pineapples, and you're just like, okay, cool. So everything with pineapple is Hawaiian.
Yeah,
But
don't
I'm
let the Italians hear you about putting pineapple on pizza, though.
I the funny thing is that they hate American pizza anyway, so they can just deal with it. American style pizza. Like,
I'm a fan.
yeah, me
The
too.
the the one that's like hella sauced up in like a 6-inch pan thing with that pizza, yeah, that one's pretty good. Or pie, I think you call it a pie. But yeah.
A pizza pie.
Mm.
I'm a big fan of the Chicago style one that actually looks like a pie. Chicago deep dish or whatever. And it's like all the toppings are upside down and really thick, and then it's like a slice of pie and you eat it with a fork and knife instead. But
I think that might be the one I'm talking about.
yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Most because I
Because
don't see it
it's
anywhere.
hella caked up with sauce and toppings.
Yeah. And also, like, unlike with a regular pizza where like I'll eat like 2 or 3 slices of pizza, I'll eat a single slice of that kind of pizza and be like, "All right, we're done."
I'm full. Yeah, yeah.
But
Uh, the search for a place here, or at least locally, that like sells pizza to me that I don't like immediately regret buying is real. I've tried all my local pizza places. I've tried the chains. I always get pizza regret.
aw, that is
Yeah.
hmm. Just point them towards Poland and their strawberry spaghetti. Funny you say that. So, I'm gonna use one of our audience questions right now, just because I think
Mm,
it's relevant. But
yeah. Yeah.
so you're a fan of pineapple on pizza then?
Mm-mm.
Did you know that that's not the only fruit people put on pizza internationally?
Hmm. Yeah, there's this abomination called dessert pizza.
Well, no, no. On like a regular pizza.
Okay.
So
What is
Poland puts strawberries on pizza.
Ooh, I
Eh,
vaguely hear about that, yeah.
So
That's just weird.
that one's weird.
Okay. The idea of it is weird, but if I had one and I liked it, then I would rescind the statement.
That's fair.
I've never tried it, so it's hard to make a judge on it. But so my only judgment would be the fact that like putting strawberries is odd.
That's fair. Uh, from what I've heard, it's like sour strawberries with balsamic vinegar, like a balsamic vinaigrette drizzled on top on pizza. So it's
Okay.
kind of like
Yeah, on a
almost like a
margarita that
salad
might be
pizza.
okay.
Uh,
Mhm, mhm.
Next up, we have the banana pizza from Sweden. What is your opinions on putting sliced banana on pizza?
So when I eat a banana, I want to vomit. So definitely a no for us.
You know what? That's
Like
fair.
it's just I don't so like there are two foods that'll do it for me, which is bananas and yogurt. And they make me like incredibly nauseous.
That's
As to
actually
why? No idea why.
that's actually really interesting because aren't those the foods that you're supposed to eat when you're not feeling good with your stomach?
Yep. Bread, rice, or is it I think
Applesauce,
it
toast.
no, it's brat. Bananas, rice, apples, toast.
Yeah.
That's the acronym. So
Uh,
yeah, the banana, oh god, yeah, something about them. They're just so mushy, but
you know what? That's fair. How well, actually, as a side note, how do you feel about plantains then? Which are like bananas, but they're like hard and you're supposed to cook them first. Would that be different?
um,
Like a
I
plantain
don't think
chip.
I've ever really eaten them here. I think I have eaten plantain chips, and I think they were just yuck. And I'm pretty damn sure I've eaten a plantain raw and been like, "Ugh,
You know what?
what is
Fair.
this banana? What is this banana? This
I
is
will say,
revolting."
trying to eat a raw plantain is just, you know what, I think everyone would have, a lot of people would have that reaction to it. It's like a potato that's vaguely banana flavored.
Can't read Viking over here, pretty much, probably. We would have probably said like plantain in the supermarket or something.
Um, and finally, we have one last type of pizza to ask you about with fruit on pizza. Funny enough, this has just become a trend, by the way, on every episode of
Oh.
these, is to ask everybody, like, what do you think about these weird pizza toppings? But in Japan, they put kiwis on pizza.
Mm.
But
Yeah, no,
not
I've
like
had that one.
you.
That's pretty good. I mean, you could put me on a pizza.
Yo.
Yeah.
Although then,
But yeah, no, I've had pineapple on sorry, not pineapple, kiwi on pizza in Japan when I was there. Yeah.
oh, you've been to Japan?
It's pretty good. Yeah. This would have been like 2010 or
Uh, that's really
13.
cool. I'm very jealous.
It was amazing. So we went to a lot of places, like the typical Akihabara, and honestly, it was a letdown of like what it was advertised as. You know how there's like that conception of what Akihabara is like. It's
Yeah,
kind of nah. And there's only like a certain part of the street that's like as busy as what it's portrayed as. And yeah, it's like a really interesting street because Akihabara has like all the electronics. It's like I think it's called like Electronic District. So that's where you go if you want anything electronic, I believe. I could be wrong, but there's certainly
yeah.
somewhere. And it does have all these maid cafes and stuff. And we went to a place that was near Akihabara, but was a couple like streets behind it, and to the side of it, there was this owl cafe. And I
Ah.
remember going there because at the time, like I loved owls, like excessively. That was my thing. Like I before I went, like I already own and still own the same owl kigurumi that I've had forever. So it's like a 16-year-old kigurumi. And so I've always loved owls. And so I went there because, I was obsessed with owls. And simultaneously, it was one of the cutest things I've ever seen because obviously you got to pet them and touch them and feed them and all those sorts of things. And then simultaneously, one of the most depressing things I've ever seen in my life is because like they're clipped, their wings, they're like pegged down with chains, sort of thing. And it really does toe the line of like too much, like
Uh,
after going, I was like, yeah, no, these shouldn't exist.
yeah.
Very
Uh,
cool. I loved it, but also release the owls.
Release the owls.
Yes, they must be freed.
I
I don't know if
uh
it's still a thing. It was, that's like more than 10
I
years ago, so it could be gone. I don't know.
I've seen videos of the owl cafe. I'm pretty sure it's still up.
Mm.
Uh, I actually got to pet an owl at the D&D theme park that got closed down here. But they had he had owl falconers walking around with owls that would let you pet them, and they were just on sticks that the people were carrying around.
Yeah. No, that's a lot nicer because they're still like fully fledged owls. They're just, they get trained and they're probably chained to the post, maybe? Or were they free?
No, they were free to go. They were just trained that if they were out and about during the day, they just stay on the stick. The Because it's like a it's
That's the best way to do it, like, because then they obviously get rewarded for being there, like, they get treats constantly, so, they've made a choice to stay there, and
yeah.
that's,
They would
the
do
cool thing
like
to do it, which
little
is
bits of
amazing.
falconer shows sometimes with they'd have like kind of look like a cat toy,
Yeah,
honestly, and they would just be like end up da, da, and they would do that once a day. That if you went to it,
yeah.
and they'd have the owls
I
fly
went
around. So
somewhere in the UK, I went to, like, a place or a zoo or something, right, and they had, like, a falcon range with actual falcons, and, so I got to hold a falcon glove, right?
mhm.
And they gave me, a bit of meat to give to the falcon, and then the falcon proceeded to bite my thumb.
Oh no.
The ungloved thumb handing the meat. Mm.
Oh no.
Thankfully, this was so long ago that they didn't put down animals for getting bitten. They're just like, you'll walk it off. You didn't lose a finger, you didn't lose a thumb, you just got bit. You're only bleeding.
Yeah, honestly,
Now, if something bites, it just gets put down. It's kind of cruel.
I'm kind of in team like, you know, I'm the opposite. I would sue them if they did that. If I got attacked by an animal that I was interacting with and then they put it down, I would sue them for trauma or something. I'd be like, "You need to be punished. That's not okay. I don't matter as
Mm,
much as whatever, probably. As long as I'm alive."
yeah. Yeah, no, you mean you have offense with them putting them down, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree. Mm.
Anyway, yeah, yeah. Harambe messed me up. Never again.
Indeed. Stop putting animals down for people being stupid. Yes.
Yeah. I actually saw a really funny meme where it was just like, because you never would always just like, ever since they put Harambe down, everything's just gone worse and worse in the world. It's a bad omen. And then I saw a meme where it was they were talking about like, you think that that kid's an adult now, or not an adult, but pretty close, you know. You think people are like walking around blaming him for everything being bad
Oh my
because of
god,
the meme?
imagine being the boy from or whatever, the child. Um, that would mess me up for sure, being like, "I'm the reason Harambe died," and if people found out, I mean, they must be under protective services.
They're just like, yeah, we need you to put you in witness protection program because of a gorilla.
I could see that. I could actually see that, yeah.
You know too much.
No, it would be a protection thing,
Oh
because people
yeah.
would be like, how, they might blame them and it's not their fault.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It'd be their parents' fault more than anything.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But but yeah, no, I'm glad that you got to go to Japan. That's so cool. Like I said, super jealous. That's like a big dream of mine.
Yeah, I slept through like a really bad earthquake apparently.
Ah.
Yeah, like if the building had collapsed, I would have just stayed asleep, probably. Because apparently, like I mean, obviously, when I woke up, I saw a whole bunch of things in like the Airbnb back when Airbnb used to actually be a cheaper alternative than hotels.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of stuff that was like all over the floor, and like a shelf unit that was like ripped off the wall.
Dang. I
Yeah,
funny
but
enough.
oh my god, it was amazing. We also got to go to like the 51 temples trail, so we went to quite a few temples there. I don't know remember where it was. I just remember there's like a whole lot of temples in like an area, and it's like a thing to go see. We went to some hot tubs, some hot springs, and we saw some tennis games, and I got to go around and go to like a whole heap. Like I would wake up my breakfast, because it was like the cheapest option was to go to a noodle bar and just have noodles everywhere because it was so cheap. Like the price of a box of cereal was like 10 noodles. Like you could go get 10 bowls of noodles for the same price as like 400 grams of cereal.
Yeah,
So it was like, I'm not buying any food from the supermarket because it was like stupidly expensive. And everywhere you go for eating out was cheaper than buying the ingredients to cook at home.
yeah,
That was
that's
the weirdest thing.
yeah, I always heard that about Japan. It's like one of the few places where it's just cheaper to eat out because they uh it's something
Yeah.
about how just like prices work with their system. And I'm like, I'm jealous because I don't like cooking all the time. I would love to be able to pop downstairs and just walk over to like a noodle cart or something and get.
So Japan trip when?
I I would love to anytime. The
It's the midway point, like between
yeah. I
it's like
mean,
5 hours from me, it's like 5 hours from you.
it's just I'm in an area where it's just super expensive to fly out. If to fly
Oof.
there, it'd
Yeah,
be like 4 grand.
damn,
I
that's a
like
lot.
maybe not that much. Maybe it'd be more like 400, but it'd be like it'd be
That's a
expensive.
pretty sizable difference, but I get what you mean, yeah. It is expensive, yeah.
All I remember is it had a 4 in it and it was too expensive for me.
Mm.
For something.
I definitely wanna go back, like, one of I've always had, like, my perfect dream retirement is to go live in Hokkaido. That's where
Ooh.
I'd wanna retire to if I ever had, like, the funds to.
I love Hokkaido. Have you ever just I was well, I mean I haven't been there, but like the Hokkaido is one of those places that I sit and watch videos on in Japan a lot.
Right? Oh my god, same. I used to. I haven't done for a while because there's not really a lot of new stuff, but yeah.
Yo, Japan True 2 just dropped. Japan. I messed that up.
Just a little one.
Yo, Japan 2 just dropped. I Yeah, yeah, like I said, that's always been like a dream vacation for me. I actually was trying to do the whole Japanese English teacher thing at one point.
Same. I was doing the LSATs or whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing them in Australia, and then I ended up coming to New Zealand to work. But yeah, that was definitely something I was going to do as well.
Ah, okay. All right, wait, are you not a native Kiwi?
And no, we were born here.
Ah,
We
okay.
then went to the UK for my dad's job when I was 9. Came back when I was 18 to go to uni here. Then that didn't work out. Went back to the UK, did uni there. That didn't work out, so I started working, and then uh,
You know what?
went to Oz for a year, and then came back to here by
I
25.
I forget people in other places actually leave their country. For
Yeah,
real.
like I've been to somewhere like 20 different places and probably like over 100 plus flights to different, like a lot of places the same time. Like we used to go to Italy every single year, multiple times in the UK because we have an uncle there. We've been to Spain a bunch of times, been to the US a few times. Only to no, just once or two different places in the US. I think just one trip. Yeah, Germany, France, Brussels.
I am
Obviously Scotland and Wales.
very jealous. I haven't even left the like the western half of the United States.
Yeah, and sometimes when you think about these things, it's like you realize like, oh, that's kind of had a privileged childhood, even though like we never had consoles. I had to buy my own Xbox.
Ah, yeah, where else do you think all the money for video games went?
Yeah, and it is odd because flying wasn't that expensive. Like it really wasn't. Like you could fly to Italy for like £30 a
That's
return, like flight.
crazy.
It used to be really cheap, like last minute tickets where they just had seats, they just practically threw the tickets away. Um,
It's still kind of like that somewhere. Some places it's like I live within a single flight from like most of the West Coast. So like if I wanted to go to like Los Angeles, it's like $30 for me.
mhm.
But like if I wanted to go to like Florida or, Mexico or something, it's now like several $100s.
Yeah, it can get really crazy in terms of flights now. The COVID ramp is not come down, not much. They took that opportunity to keep prices high.
Yeah, that's kind of the way everything kind of went for a
Mm.
lot of things.
If it
Um,
can be more expensive, they're never gonna bring it back down. Why would they? People still pay.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Uh, it's kind of like
If the whole world went on strikes, we could lower plane flight prices, but
yeah.
uncoordinatable.
It's kind of like the dip at the bottom of like the soda can that used to be flat, and then they didn't want to up the price for a long time, so instead when it got more expensive, so they just like made less in there,
Yeah.
and then when that issue went away, they just never got rid of it. And then they started putting it
Mm.
to places that didn't have that issue and so on. Anyway,
Yeah.
standardized or whatever.
Yeah.
But all right. You want to move
Which
on to like some guest questions?
yeah, let's do those.
I so or I mean viewer questions. Guest. It's all been guest questions. um.
Viewer guest related questions. Yes.
Yeah. Of course, we could skip the fruit pizza question because we've already done that one. But
Mhm.
how'd you get the name Viper?
Oh, that's a RuneScape story. So,
Ooh.
I used to have the RuneScape name of like Misty, and it was because we had a cat called Misty. And then at some point, I needed a second RuneScape account so that I could drop items and pick them up on the other account. Um, which you would do in Varrock. And so I needed a new username, and I like snakes a lot. So it was going to be Viper, Viper. But
Ah.
obviously, this was taken. And one of the suggested options was Viper and a whole bunch of like digits. And I was like, what about without the digits? And it was like, yep, that's free. So it was just Viper at that point. And then it just sort of became the meme of whenever anybody asked me about it, it's like, oh, it stands for VIP her.
Ah, I like that, actually. The VIP her right now. I like it.
But yeah, that name is also about 20 years old.
Interesting. Um, Next question. Um, we actually covered that one, but already. Okay. Uh, who does the work behind the scenes?
Well, for like pretty much everything stream related, mostly me. Obviously there's the model from my model mama.
Mhm.
Uh Foi Monty. And I've had some help from Reki in terms of model work. And then our server, we've had a lot of lovely help from like Juicy Tez and Moo and probably a few others that I don't know that they've helped. But yeah, a lot of people have helped, especially with the server. But typically for everything stream based, I pretty much just muddle through by myself, which is probably why it's so bad.
I think you're doing great.
Aw, thank you.
Um, yeah, I will say some of these questions I kind of just go for, even if I'm like, is there context? So I'll just say that ahead of time. Um,
No worries.
Next question. Okay, so like, how do you get the hair so goddamn like that green? Question mark. Girl, the dedication to get the streaks perfect. Crying face.
Um, what's the question? Why is your hair green? I
Okay, so the question is okay, so like, how do you get the hair so goddamn like that green? Question mark. Girl, the dedication to get the streaks perfect. Crying face.
that would be all my model mama. My mom, she did all of that. Based on a couple, like the first design, which was by Necro Knights, and that was our actual official like barbarian OC.
Hmm.
And then we had some work done by Tiny Cactus, now Tiny Gremlin. But yeah, Cactus also did some art from that OC, and we got some really nice kind of like green through there. Mm.
Hmm. Actually, that gives me another question. So, why did you pick to be a Viking and or barbarian, as you've mentioned also?
Because we craved the violence, and because big weapon go bonk. But
Bonk indeed.
yeah, so I've always been a reasonably big fan of like Norse culture.
Hmm.
Um, and one of the things I had when I was younger was to like one day write. Uh, so I was in music at school until, obviously they said that I am completely tone deaf and should quit the music
Oh.
completely. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But I did have the dream of like one day writing and singing like an actual like old Norse song.
I think you can do it, honestly. I don't think,
I
I
mean, it
don't
could be butchered. It would be something
e I'm of the opinion that I don't think, like I think anybody can, like, sing or make music or anything like
with
that.
enough auto tune. Yeah, I could.
Will
We could do
yeah, either will with autotune or with guidance. Like, you know what I
it.
mean?
just,
You
just sing each part 100 times so you get the perfect one, and then
yeah.
just mush 60 pieces together. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're tone deaf as long as somebody else isn't tone deaf and they do all the work.
Yeah.
You know, just or you know, just have somebody else make you sound good. It's fine. Although
Mm.
I will say I used to be really worried about being able to sing at all. And then I've heard I watched a video where somebody was showing off like before and after like the standard studio treatment to vocals and audio, and I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
this is like
Yeah.
night and day. Oh, I might be able to actually do this. Wait."
Yeah, then there's a lot that technology can do for singing. Mhm.
So,
It's where you could kinda, like, tell, like, I wouldn't say, like, specifically, like, a real artist from a not real artist, but, like, when you have a live concert and, there's no technology there, like, it's a very powerful thing, and you can tell that someone has, like, skill/talent or, whatever you wanna call it. Not to
yeah.
say that any other kind of music that isn't live like that or does utilize technology is bad, but it's a very different feeling.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Next question.
Yes.
Um,
Quick rapid fire.
I kind of just do that whenever I'm like, I don't know how to follow that up. Onward.
That's okay.
Uh, what gave you your idea for your VTuber model? I butchered reading that. Yay.
Yeah, so it's a idealized version of a barbarian that it didn't the barbarian didn't look like this, obviously. Um because in that particular campaign you were required to role play, and at 19 I was not role playing in a girl's voice. um
Fair.
so the character didn't look like this, but it's the idealized version of what I would prefer it to look like. Yeah,
You
more
know?
so with the original art, which would have been done by Necro.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
But yeah, D&D would be the best describer, and then obviously um, personal taste in visuals, I guess you could say.
That's fair. I get it. I I kind of feel the same way, but also like I kind of took another direction with it also on top of that. But yeah, no, I get it.
How so?
Oh, the mostly the not being human at all part.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, but like all the other
Very pretty,
parts.
not human. Mm.
But um the next question. Um
Busted cell. Score.
uh there's actually there's a question somebody put on here that is just flirting with me, and I'm just like, nope, not reading that one. So
What did
yeah,
it say? Hmm?
why is Sal cute? And I'm like, you missed the notes on how this is supposed to work, person, but also what?
Because it's the green. Yeah, the green. The green makes you harder. Hmm.
Um, next question. Um, uh, for those of us at home, how do you cultivate such a community of cuties?
um, be one brain cell.
Hmm.
Um, Ignore chat and let them come to you. Mm.
Dang.
I haven't really done anything. I definitely don't feel like I've done anything noteworthy. Like, I guess y'all have built your own community yourselves, like the viewers. Um, yeah, that's all you guys. So thank you.
Interesting. Okay. Take notes. Ignore chat more. Got it.
Hey, now that's my thing.
Um, next question. Do you have a preferred struggle meal?
Um, like I'm assuming struggle meal means like poor, like
It can be
right?
you can be
Or are we talking?
either it can be either like I don't have food in my fridge, like I don't have food in my fridge and I don't want to go to the grocery store, or it can be that I don't feel like cooking and I'm just gonna like throw three things together and call it a day. Like I put a spoonful of peanut butter in sriracha into chicken cup noodles to make it taste
Huh,
like Thai food.
like yeah, that's like satay basically.
Yeah.
Um, so as someone who spends like 16 hours making low and slow pulled pork and homemade coleslaw and sliders from scratch, it's
Ooh.
kind of hard for me to answer that question. So the easiest, like when I don't want to cook, I'll just like throw wedges or chips in the oven tray with like whatever chicken or like like the frozen pre-cooked patties or chicken things.
Ah.
And then for like the other struggle option, which is more like when I was broke, it would be always baked potato with beans, butter, and cheese. I lived off that for like 2 years through both unis.
Interesting. I'm gonna assume like probably British style beans, not like
Yeah,
chip.
yeah, Brit like baked beans. Yeah, I don't know which kind of bean it is, but it's the kind of pale bean with tomato sauce thing. Yeah.
Huh. One of these days, I need to hunt down a can of the infamous beans that all of the
Baked beans. Yeah.
that like Britain and Australia and New Zealand and all these like more like all of these those kind of
It's
places all eat, and then we don't have here.
more British. Yeah, more British. But yeah, baked beans on toast is so good. I don't want to hear anyone else say it's not. This is
I
sacrilege.
funny enough, like I'm not like I think more the comment with that is more that it's like it seems like a struggle meal, and that's like respectable, but people treat it like it's like a cornerstone of British cuisine, and I think that's more what people get like after you about after people who do that about. It's like, okay, like I'm sure it's good, but it's not. Why are you using that as like the symbol of your people?
Yeah.
You know?
I would definitely say the full English breakfast is more of a British symbol than beans on toast, but yeah, I mean, it also has beans in it. But, as
Uh,
someone who's lived in Britain, like, yeah, full English breakfast is definitely a go-to for like, oh,
mm, mm.
without mushrooms. Don't like mushrooms.
It's fair. But yeah, I definitely can't judge because like growing up, we would have American baked beans on a sandwich, and that was we called that sloppy joes, but that's not how an actual sloppy joe is. But that's how my family would
Mm,
do sloppy joes. So it's and
yeah.
I realized that's basically just beans on toast American style. So I'm like,
Actually,
I
now that you mentioned that, there is a New Zealand thing. So a toasted sandwich. You guys have different ones, but we have ones that like seal the bread on like the outside, and then it has like a triangle cross through the middle. And
Oh,
I'll like press it presses in on those indents, so you'll have like two triangles of like properly sealed pieces of bread. And so you'll put beans in there and cheese, or if you're even cheaper, you'll just put like ketchup and cheese, and you end up with molten lava toasties.
oh. Like the thing is I remember those. Those were like a fad here for like all of like 2 or 3 years, and then they went away. Like they would sell the makers for those.
They are forever. They are always here. You go to every store and they're still here, and they will probably never leave. Those toasted makers. It's like a staple for like a Kiwi house, I would say.
Praise be unto the blessing that is a toasty pie. The funny thing is, I'm just like, man, I kind of want one. I'm like, I haven't had one of those since I was like 8. I'm like something with like, because like I
The
know
wear on your
exactly what you're
tongue.
talking about, even though it's like, because we would put like ham and
Yeah.
cheese in it and just be like, it's like
Yeah.
a ham and cheese grilled cheese sandwich thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Man, now I'm like, what if I could find a machine for that now? I'm like, because like I said, I have not seen one of those in the States since I was like 8.
If you have like a regular toasting machine, you can kind of do it by yourself by just like taking a blade edge and like crushing the two pieces of bread together around like the outskirt on the crust. Just
Mm.
like smush that all together, and you can put it in. As long as you don't press down too hard with your toasty thingy majiggy, or put it in the oven and then just like flip it. Yeah, it probably would still.
Ah,
I've done that before. Like I would press them down, and then I would put the sealed pieces of bread in an actual toaster. Put the toaster on.
I actually funny. This just made me think of something funny that's unrelated, but I actually know some people who use a real toaster, and they'll put it on its
Mhm.
side, and they'll put toppings on the toast in the
Oh my
toaster,
god.
and I that to me is like terrifying to watch them do. I'm like, you're asking for a
I could see
fire.
it. I could see it. I could see it. I mean, I would just use an oven, but like, yeah, you do you, boo.
Uh, yeah, just making pizza bread in a toaster.
Mhm.
Uh, anyway, next
Next
question.
question.
Next question. Um, uh, uh, what software setup do you use to make your models so expressive?
Our model runs through VNyan, and the iPad
Hmm.
has iFacial mocap.
Ah, iFacial.
Yeah, so I asked my model mama what she used, and that's what she said. And like, I went to the website, and I was like, "Is this the thing?" And I sent her like the link because it was so weird and nondescript. And I was like, "This feels like one of those scam websites." And she was like, "Yeah, I'll get the link for you." And it was the same link. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess." Like the UI on the iPad is it's really bad. It's not good, but it works. And like
So wait, do
you don't really need to use it.
you do all your stuff through an iPad?
Yeah, I use an iPad because I could not afford to buy like an iPhone. Like so if I had an
Ah,
iPhone 11 or something, then yeah, I could do even better probably. But yeah, so it's just like the iPad and I think the new iPad kind of or was the new iPad a year ago. And when I
ah,
went to the UK to see my mom, I was so obsessed with Woowa that whilst I was in the UK, I bought an iPad because I couldn't play Woowa on my phone because it kept crashing. So I bought an iPad
okay.
just to play Woowa.
That is really interesting because like I didn't even know iPhone or iPads had cameras. Like,
Yeah,
let alone the high-end cameras that iPhones use. So that's just
it's
super
not it. It
interesting.
doesn't have the IR function, but it
Oh,
does have just a camera. Yeah.
okay. Well, still,
Yeah.
that's still interesting. I actually, well, I don't know the person, but I know the person who I know somebody who knows the person and hangs out with them all the time who created Vinyan. Um,
Suvidaya.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend Seahorse is like close friends with them and does like tech support or like works on it with them with like
Mm.
beta testing stuff.
I will say that like it took a lot um to like figure out how like the node graphs and stuff work, because yeah, sure, there's a lot of YouTube stuff, but like gosh, it did not work for me. I am
Hmm.
one brain cell girl over here. I do not. I spent months probably trying to make toggles work.
I
It was effort.
that's
I even
fair.
posted in Suvi's server being like, "Help me, please." So some of my toggles work because someone in Suvi's server, I forget their name, actually rewrote my node graph for me. So thanks to that person.
That's fair. Yeah, I know people who have like it like super complex ones where they can like uh I saw somebody who had like a whole sitcom aside thing they can do where it like lockers show up behind them and they're like flipping back and forth between like three different characters and all in
Yeah,
like a
I mean,
standard Vignon thing and I'm like, whoa.
there's a lot you can do. It's very in depth and it gets very complicated very easily.
Hmm.
Like I think Warudo is very much easier than Vinyan, but I think a lot of the softwares are going to be kind of difficult to, yeah, like you got to learn them all, and unfortunately I think they're all different, so you can't really just like learn one and then bish bash bosh. So
Yeah.
like VTube Studio took me a while to learn, so a problem is probably just me. I'm just bad at learning. Yeah,
Not
I'm old.
not. I will say like I struggle with learning things like after it gets like especially if it's something similar like to something that I'm used to, all the differences will make it super frustrating because like I
Relatable.
yeah, because like I learned how to edit videos on Premiere Pro and then I decided I couldn't pay for Premiere Pro. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna go switch to DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve was like it was almost as if it was in Korean. Everything was just like, what's going on? I don't know. I don't know
I've
why.
recently tried to make something in DaVinci, and I had tech support from GC and Tez at the same time, basically being, uh, yeah, I couldn't figure it out very well.
I ended up just going back and paying for Premiere. Like, all right, yeah, I'll
Fair enough.
redo it all again. Premiere again. Thank you. But no, I totally can relate to like just like struggling with programs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah. Uh, next question.
yeah.
What's your favorite condiment?
I I'm I only heard the first 5 letters of that sentence before you said the final part of that word.
I mean, you can answer the other one if you want.
None? Can none be the
Yo.
favorite?
Yo.
Um, Raw beef is the best. So condiment, probably like so we have over here aioli, which is
Oh,
basically garlic mayonnaise,
Yoey's good.
and probably some other stuff. Yeah, aioli. I never really know if people have it. So, like, I love aioli. Um, I love balsamic vinegar a lot, like balsamic drizzle.
Mhm. Alright.
Tomato is also really good.
Tomato?
Mm, tomato and mayonnaise mixed together.
Oh, yo, fry sauce. Alright.
Furry sauce?
Well,
What?
sorry, It's a Rocky Mountain thing. If you're in the if you're in the Rocky Mountains of the US, we have a condiment that is literally just tomato mixed with mayo, like that, and we
Nice.
call it fry sauce, like French fry.
Oh, fry. I heard furry.
Yeah, and we call it fry sauce, and nobody else calls it that. Everyone else is like, it's mayo chup or some other weird dumb thing, and it's like, and I'm just like,
It's
yo,
tomato.
yeah, tomato. I like tomato better than mayo chup,
That sounds disgusting, mayo chop. It's like
right?
what's a mayonnaise flavored Chupa Chup or something?
And it's just like it's ketchup and mayo chup, and I'm like, no, that sounds so bad.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, but yeah, I'm like, yo, the the condiment of my people. I'll be,
It's
um,
good.
yeah. I do not know why condiments came up. I think that's such a funny question to get. What's your
I
favorite
think the
condiment?
most depressing moment I ever found out about condiments was learning that the Big Mac sauce is made up of my most disgusted sauce, which is tartar sauce. And I hate that shit, like vehemently. And I
Oh,
found out that Big Mac is just tomato sauce and tartar sauce or something. And I was like, oh.
I I actually have a funny thing with tartar sauce is that I hate it from everywhere except for one restaurant that I go to sometimes, and for some
Oh, I
reason,
get that.
yeah, it's I like it there and nowhere else.
Yep.
And I've asked them like, "What do you put in it to make it different?" I want to know, and they're like, gave me a list, and it's all the same ingredients as normal tartar sauce,
Right?
and
It
I'm just
it
like,
seems that like the mixing method is like a critical part of tartar sauce. Because
yeah,
store-bought is almost always trash. And then like the one fish and chip shop that I used to work in actually sold like edible tartar sauce. Like it was edible and went well with fish. Whereas everywhere else in my entire life, it's been like,
I think it's I think that's so funny that you have the same thing with just like one restaurant does it good, nowhere else.
mm-mm.
Uh, next question.
Yeah.
Um, how did you trap the tentacled thing in your walls, and how can we do the same?
That was a test question. If it's in regards to Taz, I played Warhammer 40K. It was not you? Oh, someone else made that question. That's even more funny. Um, I didn't do anything. Yeah, no, I played Warhammer 40K, and then the tentacle beast Tez arrived out of nowhere.
Hmm.
And then they just took root and just never left. I don't know. I've tried to get rid of them, but they just persistent, I guess.
Tis an infestation. Got it.
Yes. It's Tez tentacle festation.
Um, that is actually the end of our questions, though.
Oh,
So, wah
wow.
wah. um, so yeah, I guess if you would like, we can wrap up. Or I could come up with some more things to talk about. Either way.
Can you pull them out of your hat?
Um, what's your opinion on hats?
Um, we didn't really like hats for a long time.
Just
And coincidentally, we just happened to find a hat a couple days ago at
hmm.
a com, and I've fallen in love with this little hat.
You know what? Fair. I never was a
It's this
fan of
little beanie, and it has these like big pins in it, right? It's an alt
ah.
hat or a goth hat kind of thing, right? So it has these pins in it that make the top corners, which are like squared up, into like, I guess you could kind of like cat air protrusions or triangle things in it. And oh my god, this hat's amazing. I love it.
It sounds
This
cute.
is my new thing. I think it's so. Yeah.
I I'm with you. I don't like very many hats generally, but I have started wearing a sun hat. Whenever
Oh,
you like the kind that you see like an anime character wear on the beach.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Because I got one at a secondhand shop, and I'm like, I like this hat. So
That's amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did have a phase where I ashamed to admit that there was a period in time where I owned a fedora.
funny enough, it's actually only like this year that I got rid of fedoras because I had 4 of them and my grandma kept giving me them. And I'm like, what are you trying to say to me right now? I know she didn't know about the actual things, but like but I actually went and donated like 4 fedoras because my grandma kept giving me them.
Oh my god.
I held on to them for
That
like
is
a
amazing.
decade. And I'm just like, I just don't want these in my house anymore. I did
Fair.
that
Like,
sometime over the summer.
well, it's depressing how like a hat which used to be like literally like a sense of, not like a sense, but like if you had or were someone with fedora, you were actually like not a weird person, but you were like upper class kind of. It was a fancy hat. And
Yeah.
now it's just like it's a creep hat now, and it's just like why? Why is the world like this? Why are we gonna make things creepy because of a couple people? A couple of bad apples ruin something. It's always the way.
You know, that reminds me of a really funny TikTok I watched where a guy was like trying to do I can't remember what he was trying to cosplay. He was trying to cosplay something and he's like, I know it's a little off, but what do you guys think? And it's like a trench coat and a hat, but he was like hot. And so a lot of people like, and then he reacted to the number one comment on it, which was, I think you're what incels think they look like.
Oh my
And he's just
god.
like, oh god, I see it. Because he actually like looked good in like a trench coat and a hat and a fedora and like because he was all buff
Yeah.
and like conventionally
Mm.
attractive. And she's like, no. It was so funny.
Uh, I bet you they got rid of that and trench coat after those comments.
Yeah, yeah. He like I said, he was trying to cosplay something, so I'm pretty sure he's like, I need a better cosplay immediately.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
relatable.
but here. All right. Well,
Thank you for having me, Sam.
it was a pleasure. I loved having you here. It was really fun. I
You can
uh
have me anytime.
yo. Um I bye. Um so
Oh,
give
adorable.
bye. So advertise yourself. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you have coming up,
uh,
anything like that. Uh
you
what?
can find us at twitch.tv/Viper, VIPHER. And we uh, uh upcoming probably some spoopy games. We're gonna find some spoopy games for Halloween where you'll be able to witness some screaming and a lot of being scared because I'm a little baby and scary game no good for me.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Uh nice. All right. Well, make sure everyone goes and checks out Viper, who is if you haven't yet, go check out their stuff. They're really cool. If you haven't figured that out from the 2 hours of
No,
stream
you.
here, but um if you enjoy but as for us here at Sylveon, whatever, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I hope you all had a cell of a night, and I will see you all real soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Well, I definitely like her stuff. She's very good.
What?
They. Bah. Oops.